Hi guys, today we're going to discuss the federal form FDA 2579, how to properly fill the form out, and how to properly disperse of the copies. Form FDA 2579 is very important on any removal, installation, or addition of a tube head or a major electrical component on an X-ray, be it a panoramic X-ray, a cephalometric X-ray, cone beam, or intraoral. These forms must be filled out within 10 days of installation. It is wise to fill the form out on site where you have all the doctor's information. Everything pertinent is going to be right there at your fingertips, and as well, it's not out of sight and out of mind. There's a $10,000 fine for any infraction, misspelling, or any misquote on this form. So please take notes and observe carefully. Okay, first we're going to start with the top part of the form, which is number 1. I'll show you with the cursor arrow, equipment location, name of hospital, doctor, or office where installed. If it's a private practice, which 9 times out of 10 it's going to be for you guys, you want to include the doctor's name with the doctor's official title. In this case, we're using Dr. Robert Trent Jones. Okay, we have that in the A section of the form. We have that filled out. On the B section, street address, it means just that, 401 South Fairway Road. Include your suite number. That's very important. The inspector goes out to inspect your work on the address that you provide. If you're vague with your address, or you don't include the suite number, or you don't include the South on Fairway Road, it's going to automatically anger him. We want to make it as conducive as possible for him to approve this form. Okay, complete street address, complete suite number. Be sparing with your abbreviations as well. Make your abbreviations concise. Use periods and correct punctuation. Down here we're going to include the city, which is, we've used Dublin, and D, Texas, as the state. Be very careful to use the correct abbreviations for your states. Very careful, and use the correct periods. Zip code. Zip code is just what it implies. Use the complete zip code. If he has a suffix zip code with a dash with his post office box behind it, include that. We're going to go over to the telephone number. Notice it has a parentheses mark for the area code. Include the area code and include one telephone number. Just usually the telephone number on the doctor's card. Okay? Now we're going to go to part 2, assembler information, which is you. It's very important when you fill this out. Do not use the Dental Fix corporate address. Use your franchise name, your proper franchise name, be it an LLC, a corporation, or anything. Use the correct proper name. In this case, I pulled one out of my hat and I've used Repair Solutions Limited Liability Corporation. B, the street address, 21 Jump Street, city Dexter, state Texas, abbreviation TX period, proper abbreviation again, zip code 10230, telephone number, area code with the number included, legibly. Okay, now we're going to move down to general information, box number 3, subtitle A. This report is for an assembly of certified components which are, parentheses, check appropriate boxes. This is a new assembly of a fully certified system. Say you're installing a brand new Dentex, an Endos, an Owandi. It's going to be a new assembly. Check it. Let's move down to B, intended uses. Check appropriate box or boxes. This one is going to be for dental intraoral. If it was a panoramic, we would signify dental panoramic by checking or ticking the box. Put a legible check in the box. Your X-ray system is stationary or mobile. If it's affixed to the wall, if it's as big as a bread box and too heavy for you to move, obviously it's going to be stationary. So we will check stationary. We're going to move over to the master control. Everybody is familiar with what a master control is on an X-ray. It's the control box. Where is the control box located? In this instance, the control box is located in the hallway between operatories 2 and 3. Then again, be as concise as possible. Your date of assembly is exactly what we say in the E-box. They want 2 letters, 2 numerals. They just don't want 3. They want 03, which would signify March, 08, which would signify the day, and 20112. They want a 4-letter, 4-digit year, okay? So let's give it to them. Now we're going to move on down to the next section of the form. We're going to move down to the next section of the form, which is number 4, component information. It's just what it implies, okay? We're going to go to the A box. The master control is a new installation. That's a given, okay? We move to B, to the control manufacturer. In this instance, we're just pulling people out of our head and manufacturers out of our head for illustrative purposes, okay? Let's just say our control manufacturer is PanCorp, is shown in your guide here. We put PanCorp down. Print it and spell it right. Don't make it look like chicken scratch. D, your control serial number, which will be clearly delineated on your nomenclature plate on the control. In this case, we're going to use A as in alpha -60603. The date manufactured, which will be under the serial number on the nomenclature plate on the control. Then again, we're using 2 digits, 2-digit, 4-digit. The way the government wants it. Our control model number is usually located under the serial number on the nomenclature plate, and it will be clearly delineated as a model number. On F, we go over, it says system model name, parenthesis, CT systems only. This applies to medical, ladies and gentlemen, so we would put a not applicable on there. We're careful not to leave any blanks unfilled on this form. Okay, now we're going to scroll down to our beam limiting device. This is very easy. Our beam limiting device is going to be your cone that's mounted on the tube head, or the collimator, or the cone. We all remember that from class. In this case, the manufacturer of the beam limiting device, which will be delineated by a nomenclature plate on the cone itself. It's PanCorp. The model number is PC1000. Date manufactured 02/12/2002. Okay. Then again, we're using 2 digits, 2 digits, 4 digits, as specified. On the boxes below, they are not pertinent. You will draw a slash in them, as illustrated by the cursor. Draw a slash through them to show the inspector and the government that they're not being used. We're going to move over to the B section now, which says Other Certified Components. This is tricky, guys. Enter number of each installed in appropriate blocks. It don't mean a check. It don't mean a tech. It don't mean an exclamation mark. It don't mean a smiley face. It means a number. And they mean for you to put a number down, or you will be fined. All you need to put is 1 dental tube head. No serial number information, no nothing. They don't call for it, don't give it. You've got 1 tube head on that system, mark it with a 1. Very easy. Use numbers. Again, don't use checks, smiley faces, or exclamation points. I can't stress that enough. We're going to scroll down to the assembler certification. All that means is your printed name. Print your name. Thomas T. Terrific is who we're using, one of the best techs we have. Go over here, sign your name. I don't care whether it's legible or not. Sign it, use your middle initial. If that's the way you printed it, use your middle initial. Go over to the date of installation. Should be the same date that you fill out the form. Then again, 2 digits, 2 digits, 4 digits. In your comments, the best way to protect yourself and your interests, as well as the doctor, is clearly delineate and write, I have received purchaser's copy of FDA 2579. Put next to it doctor's signature and have the doctor sign it. In that case, you're going to have copies of the FDA 2579 you will have the white copy goes to the bottom where the arrow is, where the cursor is. It will be in red on your form. I'm not going to go over the address right now with you. The address is in Silver Spring, Maryland. It clearly states where to send it. Fold this up, send it immediately to the FDA Document Mail Center. The address is on the form again. Your second part of the form is going to be yellow, the yellow form which goes to your state agency. If you have a hard time finding where your state agency is, you should already know that. If not, I will be happy to help you locate the state agency. Get these in the mail within 10 days. They need to be postmarked within 10 days of the install. The pink copy goes to the purchaser. You have already had the doctor sign that he's received a copy of the pink copy. He will have to present this copy to the inspector when the inspector comes. The inspector will want to see his copy. It's your responsibility to make sure he's got the copy, but it's your responsibility to make sure that he's signed and got the copy as well. That takes the onus off of you and also lets the inspector know that you did your job in giving the doctor his copy, regardless of whether he's lost it or not. And by the way, you need to retain your copies for 5 business years, 5 fiscal years, okay? Just like a check or anything, any other document. Your next and last copy is going to be blue. It's going to be the assembler's copy. This is the copy you take, you keep, and you put in your file for 5 years. You don't have to Xerox it. You don't have to copy it. It's already there. Please file and hold on to this for 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important stuff. This costs big money if it's not observed and if it's not followed to the T and the protocol is not followed. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I will do all I can to help you with these forms and to help with the proper dispersal of the forms. Thank you for your time.